Hi everyone, welcome to Board of Tanks with StewiejP. I'm Stewie, and this video is going to be a little bit different in the downtime for Clan Wars, if you like. There's been a long absence of Clan Wars on the Asian server, and I believe on other servers as well. Wargaming have been throwing out a few tournaments. And tournaments at all different tiers, from tier 3 all the way up to tier 10. This is going to be 8 replays. The Flying Elite from PYRO clan and his team went through and they won 10 in a row, and I'll be showing 8 of those battles. Of course, 2 of those battles the enemy team were short, so sort of not really gonna bother with those 2 battles, but there's still going to be 8 battles at tier 5 featuring the Flying Elite PYRO clan. His KV1, mainly his KV1. I think he has 1 or 2 games in something else, but a little bit of a different part of the game for Board of Tanks, if you like. You can see in the first battle they're up against a team from VAE. VAE used to be a very, very active clan on Clan Wars, and it looks like they're giving tournaments a bit of a go. Now the Flying Elite with his old mate Skims, Sphinx and Ryan AXX. They've gone for the KVs, the 2 KV1s and 2 KV1Ss on Winterberg, and of course it's attack and defence. And you can see the Flying Elite. It's starting off blue, so maybe he's had a bit of fun in some random games, which made him to turn blue by doing team damage, which is something that happened to me the other day for the first time in a hell of a long time. Anyway, in this one in Winterberg, the game's almost over. These are pretty quick games, so when you hear me say that there's 8 replays, don't worry, they don't go for too long. They're pretty quick. 4 versus 4 at tier 5 in this tournament, and from what I believe, Flying Elite and his team from PYRO went all the way and won this one. They're already up to zip in this game against the lads from VAE. Churchill and 3 Chaffies versus 4 big, strong Russian heavies. And let's go around to look at the Churchill. Flying Elite picks up his 2nd kill, the 3rd kill of the game. And of course, when it's 4 versus 4, the dynamic is going to be close, fast and furious battles. Now I won't be doing what I normally do with the replays. I'm just going to be going straight through the battles with just a quick look at the post-game results in between each one. As the Flying Elite, Skims, Sphinx and Rayan all go looking for that last Chaffee on 24 hit points. So it's been an absolute whitewash against the VAE. Not sure what VAE have been doing. They were very, very, very competitive at Clan Wars at tier 8 and tier 10. No idea what they've been up to since. A lot of people say that it's when a lot of the skeptics say that it's when the cheat detecting software went into the game, they went quiet. I'm sure that was just a coincidence. As the PYRO lads in their KVs go hunting down that last Chaffee. Finally somebody kills him, and in the end they win that one pretty comfortably for zip on Winterberg. And the post-game results say it all. 4 zip, 2 kills to Sphinx, 2 kills to the Flying Elite. 700 damage each. Skims did a little bit. Ryan not so lucky in that one, but those 3 Chaffies and the Churchill simply wasn't enough to bring home the bacon for the lads in VAE. And with each of these battles, it's best of 2. Of course, it's on the attack defense kind of setup. So of course, in that first replay, the PYRO lads were defending, and now it's time for them to attack. Let's make it go a little bit quicker till we get to the action. Again, sticking with the tried and true method, 2 KV1s and 2 KV1Ss, and VAE making a little bit of a change too. They've gone for 2 Churchills, a T67 and a Chaffee. Turn it back to normal speed as they find the Chaffee. Of course, the object in these tournament matches is either to kill all the opponents or to cap out one or both of those bases. Looks like the PYRO lads going straight for base number 2. They've got 2 of their heavy tanks on that base, and that's going to force the VAE lads to move forward and hopefully show themselves so that Flying Elite, Skims, Sphinx and Rayan can tear up a little bit of damage on Winterberg. Chaffee goes down, gets taken out by Sphinx AU in the KV1S. And the Flying Elite now looking from his point of view. He's looking towards that Churchill. Puts a big derp in for 342 damage. That's a lot. That's nearly half the health of the British heavy tank. And you can see that T67 has copped an absolute battering as well. They're keeping two tanks on the cap just to force the VAE tanks to keep coming forward. And so they can't do what they did in the last game and run away with their last tank in that little Chaffee. Flying Elite looking at the Churchill again. Takes him for half health. Skims picks up the kill. And again, it's looking like a bit of a whitewash. It's looking like 4-zip. Are they going to leave the cap and go after him? Or it looks like they're going to keep two tanks on the cap while Rayan in the KV1S picks up that derp shot and absolutely smashes that one as well. Two comprehensive victories against VAE on Winterberg. Hopefully the next opponent will be a little bit more challenging for the lads from.
Time to roll out.
Alright, in this third game, this is actually the fifth one he sent me. There was two other games where the Flying Elite, Skims, Sphinx and Rayan from PYRO clan, they came up against a team which was just three. They only had three tanks, and obviously it was a whitewash, but you know, this one's a bit of a mixed bag. The enemy side from three different clans. Can't say I've heard of them, but they've gone for the T-34s, the Russian medium tanks, and an S-35CA, which I think is a French tank destroyer. Hopefully somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but I reckon that's what it might be. Three mediums and a TD versus four big heavy Russian heavy tanks, two KV1s and two KV1Ss. They're going with the same lineup that helped them smash VAE twice, 4-zip, and move into the town. Of course, in this battle, the enemy side are defending, so the PYRO lads are attacking, and again, the objective is to either cap it out on either one of those caps or kill all the enemy tanks. And of course, when you're driving big heavy Russian derp tanks, you're going to want to find them and derp them out. Three T-34s and one S-35CA. And my money's on the S-35CA being a French tank destroyer, I reckon. Nothing spotted as yet. You can see that they've put themselves in a pretty decent position if they need to. These two KV1Ss can just sit on this cap, and if they sit on the cap, the enemy will know which cap they're sitting on. It comes up here on the screen. It comes up as cap number 1 or cap number 2. And of course, if they even just one tank will be enough, because these enemy tanks are going to have to try and get vision on the KV1S. And once they do that, these two KV1s and this other KV1S and even the KV1S on the cap, somebody's going to have shots from these three different positions in the city. On Siegfried line, T-34 going down the other way, two T-34s. I'm tipping all three of them will be there. Looks like they're going in for resets by the south. The Flying Elite still looking towards the north. Now he's turning around. This is where all the action happens, and thank you very much. 321 damage into the Tier 5 Russian medium tank. And they're already up 2-1. We're up 3-1 now. This is just a whitewash, and that S-35CA will be absolutely shitting bricks in this battle on Siegfried line. Just in case that S-35CA is a hell of a lot quicker than these Russian heavies, and let's face it, most things are. Putting two tanks on the cap will either draw him out, certainly confirm the win, because of course the time limit is time's of the essence. There's 4 minutes left, so I'm tipping it maybe goes for 6 minutes. We'll have a look on the next battle. Skims has found the S-35. There's two tanks capping, and it looks like Flying Elite's going to try and get an angle between these buildings while staying on the cap and keeping the pressure on the French tank destroyer to at least try and reset. Skims got vision on him, and Skims does it himself. I'm tipping Skims would have been calling that one. It was Again, another whitewash. 4-zip on 4-zip on Siegfried line. Not the best game in the world for the Flying Elite, but he got one shot off, and Skims had an absolute perler, carrying that one all the way to the end.
Time to roll out.
As we move on to the second game in this best of two against ACTX, Seal and ACT clans. This time PYRO are defending and they've gone for an artillery, the Left 18B2. Bit of a risky move, considering you've got 4 tanks. You've only got 4 tanks. Looking at the timer, 7 minutes must be the time limit. And of course in this one they're defending, so Skims can kick back at A6 by the looks of it. It looks like maybe they're just going to wait for the ACT clan, I guess that's what they call themselves, to make their move. And of course the onus is on the enemy side to cap it out, or to find and kill those KV1s and KV1Ss. The Flying Elite just kicking back here, trying to keep vision on the 2 cap. I doubt he can see the 1 cap from where he is. Ryan probably has vision on the 1 cap. Looking at where he is, hopefully. Of course, even if you can't see the cap, it tells you which one they're sitting on if they do start capping it out. One of the T-34s went close to cap number 2, but hasn't rolled into the circle. He did spot the Flying Elite, his KV1. Of course, the KV1, pretty heavily armoured tank, and you can see why it's a popular choice for these tournaments, because even when they get shot, they can often bounce shells, especially from these mediums. And base of 640 hit points is probably a handy amount of health to have. As you can see there, one shot took 365 damage out of the 450 damage on the out of the 450 health on that T-34. Took him down to 85 health, and that's absolutely going to ruin his stay just with one big derp shell. He's firing heat rounds, 370 damage, 140 penetration. And he's also got high explosive, 450 damage for 61 penetration. He's got some of those up his sleeve, and of course Flying Elite's also running premium consumables, so that's how he rolls, and that'll help with the reload time, the aim time. And of course, even vision, even on a heavy tank, it will help with his vision as well. You can see Skims pinging the map. Skims clearly the one doing the calling. Looks like the T-34's going for a bit of a YOLO run down the 0 line. They can, obviously it's not like Clan Wars, you can see what the enemy have got straight away. They're probably thinking maybe do a bit of a YOLO run, try and take the artillery out early. You know, give themselves a bit of an advantage. There's that 85 hit points T-34 there. There's also a full health one. Flying Elite shoots and misses. Skims picks up the kill on that low health T-34. And looks like Flying Elite copping a little bit of stick from that T-34, but in the end a derp shell won. He's down to 48 hit points now. Not confident in surviving that one. 2-1's the score. Skims has got a kill. Flying Elite got a kill as well. One T-34 still currently spotted there. Ryan and Sphinx trying to do the damage. Ryan picks up the kill, and you saw the artillery shell from Skims do a little bit of damage to the Tier 5 Russian medium tank as well. Just that S35CA, which has not yet been spotted in this game. Just him left, and might be the same as last game. He's the last one to survive. The 3 T-34s certainly did their job lighting up the tanks from the PYRO lads, but couldn't really do it. You can see Sphinx and Ryan moving towards the 2 cap. Now they're both, well, Sphinx is on full health, Ryan's on 488, so if they find that S35, they're just going to tear him a new backside. And Skims will be looking in his artillery view to where these 2 KV1s are, and it's just a matter of trying to hunt out and find the little Tier 5 French tank destroyer to get rid of him. Now I'm tipping Skims will be probably aiming down here somewhere. As they're big and durable, these big Russian heavy tanks, but you can see they're pretty slow. as they trundle around Siegfried line, looking for that last remaining tank. There he is. Ryan pulling back for the... or Rayan pulling back for the snipe shot. Doesn't quite land it. And they need to both just go straight for him. And that's what they're doing. The 2-minute siren goes off. It doesn't really matter, even if this S35 survives, the Pyro lads will still win this, because they're defending. But, bet your bottom dollar, they're going to get rid of him. Sphinx on full health. Picks up the kill. 4-1. I think that's the first replay where they... first replay where they lost a tank, I think. Okay, 4 more battles in this little series. Again, you can see good spread of damage there. KV1S down the bottom, only doing 1 shot, which was a kill shot. Flying Elite got taken out. The left certainly did its job. 500 odd health. Got the top by experience. Not sure how with that amount of damage. Maybe that assisted damage helped. But that was Siegfried line as we move on to this next one.
Let's get this show on the road.
Alright, in this one it's up against Crazy Clan. There's 1 or 2 familiar names there. One bloke from Quake. I think Quake are a Korean clan. I think they are. And 3 from Crazy. Bit of a different lineup now. 2 KVs. A KV1 with Skims in it. The KV1S with Sphinx. Napalmer's joined in his little chaffy. And the Flying Elite in the T67. Let's see how the T67 goes. Oh, that's why. He likes boosting. He said, I want to do a bit of boosting. Pulls out the little Tier 5 American turret and tank destroyer. Napalmer in the chaffy, moving into the middle of the map. Napalmer taking Rayan's spot by the looks of it. Spots 007 Sam in his chaffy. And Sphinx and Skims in their KVs. Moving up towards where that chaffy was last seen. Of course, this one's on cliff. And Pyro are defending this one. You can see the Crazy / Quake team have got 2 OI experimentals, a big Tier 5 Japanese heavy tanks, 1 KV-220-2, which is the premium Russian heavy tank, and of course the chaffy for some vision. And they're doing the right thing. You want it, if you can get rid of the light tank first and make these heavy tanks not be able to see too well, you could do worse than doing that as a strategy. That OI has been taken down to 10 hit points. The Flying Elite looking for a sniper shot on those OIs, but they haven't quite got it. So he puts a shot into the chaffy, takes him down to 145 hit points on cliff. Misses that shot. Sphinx goes down in his KV-1S, but Flying Elite tracks and damages the chaffy, takes him down to 24. They really want to get rid of that chaffy tank. Of course, Napalm looks like he's taken a little bit of damage as well, as has Skims. Doesn't penetrate the KV-220-2. He does with his second shot. Third shot doesn't go through. Needs to continue to take him down. He's still on 445 health. I'm not sure if that was a blind shot from the KV-220. I think it might have been. His 6th sense certainly hasn't gone off. Maybe he doesn't have it in this tank, but I'd find that hard to believe in that T67. 0-1. Skims is on 1 hit point. Napalmer on 68. Flying Elite's copped a bit of damage. He's down to 147. As Skims goes down to the OI experimental. This is looking pretty tense for the Pyro lads, up against 3 Crazy players and a Quake player. The OI experimental on 257 will be 2 shots for the Flying Elite to kill. Napalmer picks up the kill from his chaffy onto the enemy chaffy, which is very good idea. That'll certainly affect the vision of those OIs and maybe even the KV-220-2. Napalmer looks like he's up there next to the lighthouse in his chaffy, trying to get some. They need to get some vision down here. Now, even though they are defending, they've got nearly 4 minutes to go.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Gets a shot into the OI. Love to get another one. That other OI on 10 hit points. I'm not sure how much damage that OI gun does. The
Enemy is hit.
Flying Elite certainly doing the job in this T67. Both those OIs are one-shots, certainly, but I reckon if they both shoot the Flying Elite in his T67, he'll be straight back to the garage. Napalm still up next to that lighthouse. I'm guessing he's trying to get vision on this KV220. This is a defence from the Pyro lads' point of view, so the crazy players, crazy/Quake players, they need to cap it out or kill them all. There's the KV220. Flying Elite's probably a little bit concerned if he starts shooting, he'll get spotted by those OIs. Wait for his Comanet to fire up. Skim's pinging the map like a madman. There's one of the OIs. He's certainly a one shot. He'd be very, very tempted. He's gonna give his, if he kills that OI, he'll certainly give his position away. There's two of them down there. Flying Elite looking for damage on that KV220-2 as he goes behind the lighthouse. That KV220 it'd be crazy not to push on the Napalmer. I'm not sure it's taken him so long, that KV220. He's on 213 hit points. Flying Elite doesn't quite land that shot. Two OIs are spotted. Now they're both on low health, so Flying Elite dispatches one of them while still trying to give his mate Napalmer some fire support. He just needs to pull back behind that rock and shoot that OI, I think that's the only way to do it, because if he's lit the KV220, he's going to shoot him. Takes the 220 down to 83. That'll be a one shot. Your beauty, says Napalmer. Gets rid of the KV220-2, and that's just going to leave the OI Experimental. He's on 147 health. I reckon the OI Experimental would do that in one shot, though, so he does need to take his time. He's got a minute and 10 seconds to go before the timer runs out. Fires up the binoculars. There he is. Thank you very much, says the Flying Elite. 3 kills in the T67. There you go. He did have 6 cents. So those other shots that the enemy team were putting into him were just blind shots, because I'm pretty sure the 6 cents didn't go off. They were just, but that's probably an easy way, probably a educated guess, I guess. I think that's what I'm trying to say. That was his 7th game out of the 10, so there's 3 more after this one. Of course, we did skip 2 where they were low health. Flying Elite absolutely smashed that one. 1,293 hit points of damage, 3 kills. Sphinx didn't do too bad either, hitting 1,000. 1,000's a fair amount to do when it's only 4 versus 4 at tier 5. But that's probably the closest game we've had in this set. As we move into this, is the 3rd last battle. This is the round 2 against the crazy/Quake guys. Of course, it's the best of 2 in these tournaments. Not sure what happens if one team win each game. Maybe they both lose out. I'm not really sure. Anyway, the Flying Elite he's gone back to the KV1s. That's 2 KV1s, a KV1S, and Napalmer in the Chaffee again on Cliff. You can see on the mini-map what they're doing. The other side are going. Looks like they've swapped out one of their OI Experimentals for a KV1S. Yeah, that's exactly what they've done. As you look at the minimap, Skim's going straight up the 1-2 line in his KV1. Flying Elite in his KV1 with Sphinx in the KV1S going towards the centre with Napalmer in the Chaffee. And of course, looks like Skims has spotted 3 heavy tanks. So that Chaffee is on his own. The Chaffee who's up on the lighthouse is on his own, and Skims, they're going to push on him. They don't know where these other tanks are. They probably know where Napalmer and Sphinx are, possibly. That Chaffee might have spotted them out. Skims unlucky to be pushed on down there at the 1-2 line, but these guys in the centre need to make sure they get rid of this Chaffee nice and quickly, not stuff around. And looks like that's what they're doing. Napalmer and Sphinx, looks like they're pushing on him. Flying Elite just not quite quick enough to get there in time. I'll be tempted just to turn right here and try and cut him off at the pass. Sphinx sitting on the cap circle while Napalmer dishes it out against the enemy Chaffee. Flying Elite shoots and misses the KV-220. He gets spotted in the process. Chaffee goes down to Sphinx in the KV-1S, and they're going to sit on that cap. Of course, it is. Pyro guys are attacking this time, so they need to either kill them all or cap it out. Flying Elite pulls back and headshot into the OI Experimental, taking the lead 2-1. And it looks like the KV-220 is trying to get around this part of the map to get vision and resets on the cap. Still a minute to go before they can cap it out. 4.5 minutes left in the game. KV-1S coming up to try and flank the Flying Elite. Flying Elite will have none of that. He shoots him but doesn't do any damage. He does cop 396 damage from the KV-1S. Flying Elite waiting to aim. Shoots him, gets rid of 007 Sam in the KV-1S, and the score's 3-1 now. That KV-220 certainly got his work cut out for him. He's still out the open, this KV-220. While Sphinx and Napalm sit on the cap and get a few more cheeky shots into the KV-220-2. That's the premium Russian heavy tank, which looks a lot like a KV-1 and plays a lot like a KV-1 as well. He's down to 124 health, and that's going to be all she wrote for Eternal LM from the Quake clan and the crazy lads in their little tier 5 tournament. Look at the results in that one. They absolutely smashed it. Not as close as the last battle, which is, well, it's good for the players, I guess, but not too good for us. Well and truly smashed it. Only lost one tank, and that's when Skims was found all their heavies in the same place, and they focused, fired him down. But Flying Elite having a good game with 1,237 damage and 3 kills. Comprehensive victory on Cliff. So we move on to the second last battle in this Tier 5 tournament video. This time it's the Pyro guys up against EGP. EGP rings a bell. I know at least 2 of those players on the enemy side. They're going with their tried and true method of the big Russian heavy tanks. 2 KV-1s and 2 KV-1Ss. Ryan Double X is back in with his KV-1S. Apart from that, the team's unchanged. The EGP players have gone with a bit of a mixed bag. At Churchill 3, we saw a Churchill 3 not do too well in Siegfried line at the start of this video. The KV-1S, the M4 and the PZT-25. So 2 mediums and 2 heavies on the enemy side. All heavies on the Pyro team. And of course in this first game of the last 2 battles. Now this is the final. These are the last 2 games that they play in this tournament. And they're attacking for this round, so they need to either kill them all or cap out 1 or 2 of those bases. If you look on the minimap, you can see Sphinx has gone straight over the top of the hill. Scheme's pinging the map like a madman, that's how he rolls. Clearly Scheme's calling this one. And maybe they're going to go for a coordinated attack on the 2 base. He was pinging this area. Let's see what they do. 3 big, strong Russian heavy tanks rolling in. None of them haven't been spotted yet. Maybe when he clicked affirmative over here, that was Sphinx, not Skims, Sphinx. Maybe when he clicked affirmative, maybe he was trying to indicate that he had been spotted. Maybe that's what Skims was asking in TeamSpeak. It's hard to say. Skims puts his tracks onto the cap circle. Flying Elite doing a bit of an echelon side scrape around Skims. No enemy tanks have been spotted as yet. And by doing this, Skims is basically forcing the EGP guy's hand here. If they're camping up here around near this number 1 or in amongst this cover, which is a defense strategy on Himmelsdorf. That's what happens. Sometimes if they push in there, then Sphinx up here might have shots down this line. Of course, they'll be able to shoot from there. This KV-1S here is going to provide vision to see if they're going to try and do it this way. So he can shoot towards them. Of course, he's the only one, so he needs to be very careful. He's still on full health. minutes to go before the caps are out. That's plenty of time for the EGP players to get around and look for resets. Skibbs is going to stay on that cap circle while the Flying Elite goes to try and help Rayan. Rayan doing a pretty good job there. He's already got the Churchill down to 253 hit points. He's got the kill on the Churchill. Flying Elite looking like he's going to make sure Rayan's okay from that PZ T25. He's taken him down to 234, which makes him a one-shot. If he pokes again, the Flying Elite will have him. I doubt he will. Looks like the M4's pushing on Skims towards the 2 cap. And there's also a KV1S just around here, which I think Flying Elite's saying, stuff it, I might as well push on this bloke. You'd hope Skims and Sphinx would have that M4 covered. Flying Elite picks up the kill on the KV1S. That makes the score 3-zip, and now everybody will just be driving towards that M4. But Skims does it himself, picks up the last kill of the game, and puts them into the final. And this next game will be the last game where the Pyro lads went all the way to win the Tier 5 tournament on the Asian server. Pretty good result for Rayan, 1,274 hit points of damage. Flying Elite did his job with just under 700. Skims did a bit, and Sphinx did a bit too. It was a team effort, and they did well to do that one. Bearing in mind, this is, I'm pretty sure they're decent players, these EGP players, but they made it to the final, so they can't be too bad. And this is it. This is the last battle.
Let's go.
This is the last battle in this tournament. Flying Elite kind enough to send me 10 replays, and just using 8 of them, because I think if I had to use those other 2, this would have went for an absolute eternity. This time they're defending, and this is the final. That's why there's so much pinging of the map going on. This is for the final, up against EGP. I don't think they've changed their lineup, sticking with the Churchill, the KV1S, the M4, and the PZ T25. And this time, Pyro are defending, and you can see the Flying Elite's got vision on the 1 cap. And if you turn around, you can see Rayan and Skims both have vision on the 2 cap. And it's just, when you get to this situation in a tournament, there's no need to take any risks. This is it. This is the grand final. You could just saw a tree fall down there. That's why Flying Elite's pinging that map. You could see that. So, looks like Skims calling for that other KV1 to join the Flying Elite. Flying Elite gets spotted, probably by one of those medium tanks, so he does the right thing, pulls back. Don't really need vision on that 1 cap if they're not there. There's the Churchill. Sphinx pinging the help key, which a lot of clans and a lot of Clan War players use that as a way to indicate they've been spotted. Hit the F7 key, or I think it is the F7 key for help. A lot of players and clans do that just to let the caller know that they're spotted without interrupting the call. M4 gets lit on base 1, and you can see there at the top, that's what I was talking about earlier, and it says friendly base 1 capture, so you know where they are. Flying Elite fires clutch, doesn't do any damage to the KV1S, but he does do a critical hit to him, which stops the cap circle. He'll be looking at that M4, a beautiful shot for 360 hit points of damage. Churchill gets taken out by Skims. Again, Flying Elite firing clutch, gets rid of the American medium tank. PZ T25 sniping away over there. Now that PZ T25, it's got a pretty quick rate of fire. Oh well, for high rate of fire, but no armour whatsoever. And the EGP lads will be absolutely gutted. They obviously did well to get to the final, but that's about all they're going to do. And that's a wrap for the Tier 5 tournament that happened probably 2 or 3 weeks ago from when this video gets published. The end of June it was, so probably 3 or 4 weeks ago from when it gets published. 10 in a row, 10 wins in a row for the Pyro lads doing the Tier 5 tournament. Again, a good spread of damage and a good call by Skims. Clearly, he was the one doing the calling by the ping on the map. And even though it's Tier 5, it's a bit of a different variety of the game. And it's something that the Asian server's thrown up there while Clan Wars has been a bit of a hiatus for nearly 2 months now. But anyway, thanks for the replays, Flying Elite. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm stewiejp. You're not. I hope you've enjoyed these tournament replays from PYRO. 10 in a row. That's no mean feat, no matter what school you went to. Take care, everyone, and see you all next time.